We have an update on the 5 years route on indefinite leave to remain. It is huge. If you know anyone who lives in the UK who doesn't have settled status yet, kindly ensure that they see this update because this is quite huge. The update comes from a few days ago. It was reported in major newspapers in the UK that the Labour government plan to increase indefinite leave to remain to 10 or 15 years is now in tatters because of a significant input from one of the most powerful union in the UK. This time around, it's not just a union. We have a situation where the government has planned to cut down waiting lists on the NHS waiting list. This time around, we have representative of NHS employers. They met with the MPs a few days ago, and what they said is huge. This is something that could change the government plan. Frank is my name. For those seeing my face for the first time, this is where you hear the latest diaspora news and migration update. Let's drill into this update that we have today. Now, as I said before, the government, the MPs, they met with the NHS leaders. As part of the consultation, the government is going to announce whether they are going to increase indefinite leave to remain on the 22nd of next month. That is the date that they said they are going to announce to the whole world. However, behind the scene, a lot of movement, a lot of things are happening behind the scene. And the government is now coming under more pressure. This meeting was the MP's attempt to hear from the NHS employers. When they met, they also presented a study that was done by the General Medical Council. I have this update on the studies, and I will show you what the studies reveal. Brethren, it looks like we are getting some good news. Now, at this meeting, the NHS employers, they told the government MPs, they told the MPs straight away, they say, look, if you change indefinite leave to remain to 15 years, that the plan that the government have to reduce waiting lists, that the government should just forget it. It's not going to work. They said it's not going to work if you plan. They told the MPs straight away that, look, nurses, doctors, care workers must be given preferential treatment, and indefinite leave to remain must be kept at 5 years. They said right now, if you go ahead to do this, in fact, they called on the government to fast track indefinite leave to remain for people that live in the UK. They say, look, if you change indefinite leave to remain to 15 or 10 years, forget about cutting down waiting lists. Where are you going to get the people that are going to do the job? If you don't have people working, how are you going to be able to meet your manifesto pledge to the British people that you are going to reduce waiting lists? Meanwhile, we know that the Home Secretary is already coming under huge pressure from backbench of the Labour Party. But this time around, it's important when NHS employers are the one telling the government. This time around, they don't even talk about only nurses and doctors. They say even for care workers. They said even for care workers, it must be kept at 5 years. They said if you even decide to say, okay, for nurses and doctors, they are fine. They said NHS hospital rely on social care. When somebody is not well, they need to be discharged. If there is no social care support in the community for them, how are they going to be discharged? If they are not discharged from the hospital, that means that the hospital is going to be taking space. That is not going to work. So they have made it very clear, and they presented this study which I'm going to show you now to the government. Say, look, we have done a study which shows that the UK, a lot of doctors are already leaving the UK as we speak. This is the study that was presented to the government. They said to the government, they say, look, as things stand today, about 4,800 doctors have already, they came to the UK, they have British, some of them, they've got British experience, and as soon as they see opportunity in Canada and Australia, they jump ship and they left. They said already, it's already, they presented these studies that was commissioned by the General Medical Council to the MPs and said, look, this is a study that we have done, which shows that doctors and nurses are now using the UK as a foot base. They get UK experience, and the next minute they are running straight away to Canada, Australia, and other countries. That is currently, that even when you have not changed the rules, people are already leaving. They are saying that the hostile environment in the UK, the way immigrants are being portrayed and perceived, that is already making it hard, that people are already leaving. Why would you then now decide to make the UK unattractive? This is the words that was used. Why would you now make it unattractive for people to want to come and settle in the UK at a time when the UK has high waiting lists, we've got high vacancy, and you're not saying you want to now make it 10 or 15 years for people to get indefinite leave to remain? It's not going to work. And the MPs were shocked when these guys presented these studies that I'm going to tell you guys. The study is there. They presented it and say, look, as at, they said last year alone, according to, they said doctors who obtained their primary medical qualification outside the UK, who had been working in the UK, left 26% increase from the previous years. They presented it. They say in the first significant year-on-year rise since the pandemic, 3,968 non-UK qualified doctors have left. The previous year, 3,824 doctors and health professionals, they left. So they are telling the government, say, look, they say last year we saw a leveling off in a number of international medics joining. So they are telling the government, say, look, we have done our studies. People are already leaving the UK. Why are you now making things hard for us when we are already struggling to recruit workers? So the question that a lot of people are saying is that right now, the government is under pressure. NHS employers are telling the government that if you do this thing, it's going to make it hard. We are struggling to recruit workers, and we will not be able to meet our target for waiting list. Our staff are feeling anxious. Do not change it. Now, we know that the MPs are already putting the Home Secretary under pressure. We have unions like Unisom joining them, and now NHS employers have now joined to say, look, don't go ahead with this. If you go ahead, then forget it, because we're already struggling to recruit workers to come and work in the UK. Don't do this. Now, the government have not said they are not listening. The government said, we will listen to everyone. We will act in the national interest. But right now, the government is now under more pressure than ever before. Do you think that they said, if you go ahead, because we do not have the workforce, keep indefinite leave to remain 5 years for those who are already here, and do not make any change, because change will make the current vacancy situation worse? But you still have the time to contact your MP. As I have been saying, if you live in the UK, you are from Commonwealth countries like Nigeria, India, Pakistan, Ghana, Zimbabwe, any country that was once colonized by Great Britain, you do not need to be a British citizen to be able to register and vote in this country. It is your right to vote and you must exercise it. And when you have registered, that is what you know. The MPs know that we will use it to hold them accountable. This matter could affect 3 million immigrants. It is something that is worth fighting for. There is hope. Don't give up. Let me know what your views are. As soon as we hear any update, be rest assured, this is where you will hear on the 22nd of next month. That is when the government is going to announce what they are going to do, whether they're taking on board all the consultations that they have had, and they're going to make a decision. We will let you know. Share this video with anyone who know that it will affect them, and tell them to contact their MP if they haven't done so. As soon as we have any update, we will let you know. You can support this channel